it's my last day in Yellowstone. Actually, yeah, because I just dropped off Tina and Crunch. It's a Monday. I just left the park. I'm actually going to go out towards Tom Minor Basin. There's usually grizzly bear sightings there in the fall. It's a little too early because it's August 2nd, so I don't think I'm going to see any, but I'll give it a shot. I'm just going to drive down the road and I'm going to try to camp out at Tom Minor Campground before heading north. Where they're hiking, it's all wilderness area, so the only way to get there is to go way south into the park and then come out the west entrance and go back north, or head up north into Livingston, Bozeman, and come back south. So believe it or not, the north way is only a little bit more mileage, but much less time because of the park. So that's what I'm going to do. Plus I could resupply while I'm up there, and there's an REI at Bozeman and Walmarts and Albertsons and stuff like that, so I can get a water refill. But yeah, let's take this road. My goal right now is I'm not gonna take the highway towards Tom Minor Basin. I'm just gonna take the old Yellowstone Trail, which is just west of the river. I saw it before when I was here 2 years ago, but I wasn't too adventurous at that point, especially because it was late November and it snowed. But right now the road should be perfectly clear, so let's go for it. And then yeah, we got some time, so no need to drive on a highway.
He was walking a moment ago. Every time I pull out the camera, he just stops. And he doesn't look at my direction at all. There he goes. It's like he thinks if he doesn't look at me, I won't see him or something. Look this way. Look this way. Look this way, pronghorn.
Lots of moisture over there for those pronghorns to eat. A lot of this road is super washboardy, so you're not gonna get the best speed. I've been going 10 miles an hour or less, but it's alright because even with the washboardiness, I get to look around. Lots of pronghorn so far. But I can see how grizzlies would come down. There's huge mountains to the sides, and they're not too steep. I guess they could climb down. I guess Old Yellowstone Road is closed 2 miles before I have to turn off, and there are no bridges from here past the 2 mile, past the closure. So I guess I'm gonna have to go back and take that bridge and take the highway after all. So I kind of have to take this rough road again, but that's a bummer. It's a bummer indeed. Well, let's go back. Last time I was here, it was 2 years ago. This parking lot was not here. It was just kind of open, dead grass. In fact, all the parking nubs are brand new. You can tell the roads are nice. I guess they pick up the whitewater rafters here because there is a boat ramp. I remember I camped out maybe a little left of that van so I could walk to the pit toilet, and I was able to walk down the boat ramp just to look around. But none of this was here. I mean, they really put a lot of work in this spot since I was here. I don't know why there's so much parking here, though.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's spots everywhere, and now they're more developed. Brand new picnic tables, fire rings, and they're numbered spots, and you have to stay at numbered spots. Last time I was here, it was, I think there were picnic tables, but I don't remember much else. Pretty crazy. And this is Carbella Campground. I didn't see any fee signs, and last time I heard it was BLM free camping, and there are a lot of campsites along here. The only downside is it's quite far from the north entrance, so it's kind of a drive, especially if you want to get in the park in the morning. You got to drive in the dark to get there. But wow, there's still spots open though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, another pit toilet. I don't remember this one here. Yeah, this one's brand new too. Look how new that is. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Brand new. Pretty wild. They really put a lot of work in this one. And there are a lot more sites than there were before, just because it's kind of like park wherever you could before. Unfortunately, this road is super washboardy already. This is my campground for tonight. I was actually heading towards Tom Minor Campground. It's in the National Forest, and there was a road that just hooked into the National Forest just before there. So you just go left, and it goes down to the creek, and there's a great dispersed site right before the creek. I think people drive past the creek, and there might be more sites there, but this site's really sweet. So I'm sitting here, plenty of shade. I really want to lay out my solar panel, but I heard some thunder. I don't want to leave my solar panel on the ground, so I'm not going to do that. But it's pretty nice, and there's a weird little old car here. I checked it out, made sure no animals could be sleeping in it, so I think it's okay. And we're right next to this creek, so we hear the sound of the creek. We're not going to hear any animals coming, and the animals might not hear me, so we'll see. And it's a little muddy, but I have a solution for that. Yeah, I saw these boughs at the bottom of a tree, so I just grabbed them and piled them up, and I'm gonna hope they help it's like a doormat. They wipe some of the mud off my shoe as I get on, and I won't drag so much dirt up. But there is a complete fire ban here, and the National Forest Service does know about this campsite because they put a no fire sign right here. And right next to it, fire restrictions. In this national forest, I'm in Gallatin National Forest, there's not even any smoking allowed unless it's in a car or a building, not outside. Good morning. It's another day. It rained most of the night last night. It rained most of the evening as well, so after brushing my teeth and everything, I had to pee in the car. I keep a little 3-liter Nalgene bottle with a big opening in there. Just for emergencies, if you have to pee. It rained really hard last night, so I couldn't really get out. So I just peed in there, and I brushed my teeth and spit in there, and I use mouthwash, and I spit everything in there. So I rinsed everything all out this morning, and I'm gonna take off. I'm actually gonna go over to the Tom Minor Campground just to check it out and use their bathroom, and then I'm just gonna head back and just drive really slowly and look for animals. It's not quite dawn. It's 8:30 now, but it's overcast and quite cool. It's 55 outside, so maybe there's something besides pronghorn running around. So we'll drive back, and then I'm gonna head into Livingston and Bozeman today. I think I'm just gonna go by a cafe and just sit. I gotta use my computer. I worked on a video, and the battery's pretty low right now, and solar power has not been doing very well because of the overcast day it's been. So that's it. Those cities, cafe, hit a grocery store, maybe. I guess I don't need to go to a Walmart specifically anymore because I don't need their Wi-Fi. If I'm gonna sit at like a Starbucks or something. So yeah, easy day, but mostly driving today, unfortunately. And after Bozeman, I'm gonna head south toward Big Sky and try to find a spot maybe by 4 o'clock. That's the goal. I think it's gonna be like at least 3 hours of driving. I don't know. I haven't done the math yet. So let's go check out the campground. The campground looks pretty good, actually. There's several sites I drove past, but they are well spaced apart. They run right along this creek, but on the left, but it's barely running, even after all this rain last night. I thought it'd be bigger. And each campsite has table and a bear box. That's pretty good. It's usual what you'd expect for backcountry, bear country kind of campsites. They also have a fire ring, at least this one does. This site here, number 3, is nice because there's a creek on the other side. I guess the one we saw earlier was a small one. I did not expect this campground to be full. It's quite far from the park with Carbella up there for free. You wouldn't expect too many people here, but I only saw one RV back there. I haven't seen anybody else, which is shocking to me actually, but yeah, well, it is, I mean, I don't know. Like, Carbella is nice because it's free, but there's no chance of seeing wildlife there because it's just so many people and it's wide open. Here we are deep in the woods. You can see by the trees here. You'd expect all kinds of things to wander through, like moose or bear, but that's the reason I came out this way, is because better chance of seeing animals than at Carbella. But there's nothing here. $12 a night, completely empty, really wooded. Pretty nice. But I stayed for a free site at a free site just a little off the road here. So I guess there's other dispersed sites that are probably better off just going for free. Although there is a bathroom here that was actually very clean. I'm back to Highway 89. I stopped a bunch of times, looked around, and no bears. Lots of cows all over, even in the Tom Minor Basin official area. Just cows everywhere, and I didn't see anything. Cows are scattered everywhere, so I knew it was too early. So like too early in the year because they come out in fall down there. So I'm guessing the roots definitely aren't ready, and they know that. So all right, now I'm heading off town. But this is basically the end of my Yellowstone adventure for the year. I'll be heading north. Won't be getting anywhere close to Yellowstone from now on. So wish me luck coming up, and then at Glacier. In fact, I gotta check. I've been trying to check the Many Glacier campground. One time I saw like an opening for 2 days, but then when I went back, it was gone. So I'm gonna check every now and then, anytime I have service, because I really want to stay at Many Glacier campground, which is kind of in the north end of Glacier. You come in through the east, and there's a lot of great hikes there. And when I looked up the best places in Glacier to spot bears, a lot of the trails were from there. So I'd like to spend like 2 or 3 nights there and just do all kinds of hikes. And I think that would maximize my chances of seeing one. Especially in such an open area, I think it'd be great. So let me check on that right now. Nothing. I'll check later today. I just spent the last 4 hours at the coffee house. I started editing and I thought I would just leave, after I got some work done, but I was like, I'm gonna get close, I'm close. So I actually finished rendering the whole thing. I tried to upload it, but their Wi-Fi is pretty slow. It was saying 2 hours and it was going really slow. So I'm actually driving back to Walmart because although it's slower than other Walmarts for download, their uploads were astonishing. So I'm gonna head up there, upload my 3 gig 40-minute video, and then I gotta try to find camp now. It's 5 o'clock, so I'll probably leave town on Bozeman at 5:30. This is the latest I've ever left. It's still a 50-minute drive, so I'm gonna get around 6:30 is when I'm hoping to find my campsite. Wish me luck. Finally leaving Walmart, 6:08. Google Maps says I'll get to my planned dispersed site a little after 7:10 probably. But the struggle is once I get in that area, I gotta find a spot. So it's a late one, but I mean, sun's still out for quite a while, so it won't be dark. So that's good. So I'm not too worried. But it's not gonna be a good site today. I'm hoping to find a place where I could stay 3 nights: Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then meet up with Tina and just work. No hike, no sightseeing, no animal searching. Just work. Because Yellowstone, the whole time I was there, I didn't do anything. All I did was just run around looking for animals. Okay, let's get driving. Well, found my home. It's 8:20 now. After I got here, it's actually pretty level. I had to move all my groceries to the front of the car and just elsewhere because I had a bunch of resupply things for Tina that we've been having trouble finding in smaller towns. So while I was in the big town, I went to Walmart, Safeway, Albertsons, and picked up a few things. But everything's put away. I'm gonna go inside and eat a ramen now, actually. But I thought I'd show you this campsite while it's still kind of bright. And I'll charge up a drone so I could fly it tomorrow. There are people all along the street. In fact, there's a blue car right over there. They could probably hear me right now. And right next to me is a creek. And another fire pit with a no fire flag on it. It's a tiny little creek. Enough to get water out of. And the road actually makes a U, and there's a bridge that goes over the river or the creek, and there's campsites all in there, and there's a bunch of people there. And this lady was amazing. She just pulled up, put a chair out, set up the tent, and then she took off. I don't know where she went, but I don't know, she's gone. But I guess that's how you claim the site. Way yonder, you can see an RV. There's people over there as well, and there's another van further down. This site's not too bad. There's a road and there's 2 entryways, and then oddly enough they intersect in the middle, and then there's a loop. So it's kind of like an infinity sign with the road. You can see there, and there's a connects right there. Kind of weird, but I don't think anybody's gonna try to camp in the middle. There's nothing there. It's really lopsided, so I think I'm pretty tucked away. I think this would be a good site to stay a few days. The only catch is the people across from me can see clearly, very clearly. So I've been wondering about like where to take a shower. Yeah, I can't bathe anywhere on this side of the car because the blue car people can see me. But I think I can get over here. Maybe over here, just behind this tree. Right here. People can't see me from across the river. The only catch is people from the road can see me as they whiz right by. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I guess the one downside to this site compared to the last few sites is there are way more mosquitoes. I actually got lucky the last few times. It's been very few mosquitoes, but now they're flying. Other thing too is I'm not too concerned with grizzly bears. There might be some black bears, but I don't think any grizzlies will come by. There's so many people just all the way down the road. Or at least there's people's gear everywhere. I don't know if they're people, but their gear's everywhere. Like that. Not too concerned. I'm not going to carry my bear spray. There's going to be no grizzlies. I spent the whole day editing, but I noticed nobody showed up here. Yesterday around 7:30, it was a little after I got here, a lady pulled in, immediately just set up a chair, and then set up the tent, and then she just immediately drove away. And I figured she was gonna go do something, maybe come back later tonight, or that night, but she hasn't come back yet. It's been over 24 hours, so legally she's breaking the law in most places, because they say you can't leave your gear unattended for 24 hours. But I had this theory before. I've noticed that before in other places too, with a lot of dispersed sites. I just see tons of gear. Chairs, hammocks, tents, but nobody there. Quite often. And I don't think they're going anywhere. I think people that live maybe in the local area, during the weekday, they just come up, set up their stuff if they want to come out on the weekend. That way it's already snagged. It's kind of, I don't know. they probably hate the people who go dispersed camping because we're all taking their spots because they figure they're local, so they deserve it. But they can't just leave their stuff for over 24 hours or longer. I swear, on this road up, I saw a whole bunch of sites. I didn't see that many vehicles, but I saw tons of gear, chairs and hammocks and tents. Not as many vehicles. So I think a lot of the sites down there are taken in a similar fashion. It's kind of bizarre. I mean, where do they go from here? Yellowstone is so far. There's no way they're out all day, and especially if they're gone all night. I'm curious, just gonna come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. My theory will be correct in this situation. If she doesn't come back at all during the day tomorrow, maybe Friday she'll come back. If she doesn't come back before I leave, I'll leave around 9 or so. If she doesn't come back before I leave, my theory is correct. But it's kind of like an ongoing battle with the dispersed sites. It's not as many sites and a lot more people competing for it, so things are changing. I don't know. Kind of want to go collapse her tent and just toss it in the bushes. It's not right. Just claiming a site like that when you're not there. The neighbor over there seems to be gone by 7, and they come back in the evening. I don't know if they're working or sightseeing, but it's quite a long drive to Yellowstone. I don't know where they would go. It's over an hour to get to Yellowstone from here. Very odd. And the other neighbors have yet to show up. In about 3.5 hours, it'll be 48 hours since they left their stuff there. I didn't notice before, but there's also a table to the side. But that's a long time they're claiming the site without getting here. I got 3 videos done within the last 2 days, but the sun has completely gone. It's been a pretty lousy time for solar because of all the smoke in the air. I mean, I'm sure the fire's causing more problems to other people than me, but part of the problem is smoke blocks out the sun, so your solar panels just aren't as efficient. And the most I've gotten is 80 watts with both panels out in the sun. So in ideal situations, I've gotten up to 140 before, but 80 is not very good. And with all the editing I'm doing, and I'm running the fan non-stop because it's warm. And when you leave the car out in the sun, of course, the car gets warm as well. And the fans are running, the refrigerator's running. So I am done working for today. It's 3 o'clock, but there's no more sun coming, and I'm going to save the batteries for the refrigerator. And I even pulled out a 26,800 milliamp hour battery I had just to help run the fans, just to keep those running and not drain the solar. That saves me a good amount of wattage. So got to be really flexible when you're out there. Just kind of make do with what you have. At some point the sun will come back and I'll go somewhere where I can charge my big battery bank in a wall. It takes 4 hours to top off with my wall adapter, so I might go sit at a coffee shop and just charge my battery banks for 3 hours and edit. But today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday though, and Tina is going to be camping relatively close to where I'm going to pick her up. So tomorrow morning after coffee, I'm just going to take off and go to somewhere with signal so I can see where she is, and then try to intercept her. We'll be towards Ennis tomorrow. So that'll be that. I might just fly the drone around now before it rains. It doesn't look like rain, but could rain. I forgot to show you these. These are my little backpacking solar panels. That is a 12 watt Renegade solar panel, and that is a 15 watt Anchor one. I tested them and they're pretty good, except right now they're producing nothing because it's so overcast. And I'm trying to use them to charge up other battery banks that I've been using, especially through the night and so on. I use them to run a fan, my little air filter, as well as charge my phone. That one is got a long way to go. And that one I drained down to 8% today, just charging fan batteries as well as my inReach. So it's not charging very fast, but in ideal situations, again, they work great, except it's just not the ideal times. There is a fire ring pretty close to me. 2 nights ago someone was there. A little too close than I generally like. Yesterday nobody. I'm hoping nobody goes there tonight. It's almost tempting when someone leaves their stuff out claiming a tent site for 45 hours to just put up a chair in my tent over there so nobody camps there so I don't have a neighbor. Tempting, isn't it? Would be wrong. Tempting though. Well, while I don't have a neighbor, I think I'm just gonna wash my hair somewhere closer to the road. It's been pretty quiet, so yeah, let's just do that before it rains. Good morning, it's Friday. I'm gonna go meet up with Tina and maybe by noon or so, but check it out over there. So they got there Tuesday night at 7, and it's Friday morning now and they haven't come back yet. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be here tonight. And I think it's one of those where they left in the middle of the week, early in the middle of the week actually, to grab a campsite for the weekend. I would think they would have come out like Thursday, Wednesday, but they actually came out Tuesday to snag that spot. That's a long time. They're just hogging that site. So bad. I met them on the road by the lake and drove them to Ennis for our stay at the RV park. I even set up the tarp using my awning poles and trekking poles for some shade and in case of rain.